Alright, I'm doing a better deck profile starting now. So I run, how many Jorgas? I'm running 3 Jorga Warcallers. As you can see, that effect is godlike. Especially combined with another card that I have called Immaculate Magistrate. And yeah, it's 1 drop, multi-kicker. I usually get upwards of like maybe 10, 15 lands. Just kick that, get some, boosts from the peoples. And then I run 2 Taunting Elves because that's all I'm allowed to run because Wizard is douchebaggeries. But this card has a unique effect, which is basically an enchantment called Lure. But basically, every creature able to block Taunting Elf must block Taunting Elf. This can set up for some pretty devastating, disgusting combos that I like to do. I run 3 Essence Wardens because, you can never have enough life. And when they want to swarm with a bunch of creatures, and this is on the field, I just get life out the ass. So, yeah. I run 1 Glade Cover Scout because that's all Wizard will ever give me. They're jerks. It's a 1-drop, 1/1 hexproof. Basically, if I know somebody's playing heavy, like, I'm gonna take your creatures type joints, I'll put that out first turn, let them try and burn it on that. And then one of my favorites is Copperhorn Scout. Copperhorn Scout's effect is pretty good. Elves are very synergetic in the sense that their effects complement each other. Oh, let me turn down this music real quick. And its effect is when Copperhorn Scout attacks, untap each other creature I control. So basically what I'll do is, if I have like all 3 Jorgas on the field and whatever else is on the field, I'll send everything out to attack, and then I'll let, Copperhorn attack, and, they all switch back. So it's like, kind of like Vigilance in this way. Now, another one of my favorite cards, Spire Tracer, 1 drop, 1/1. Creature can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. Now, this makes it like a terror against decks that literally have no creatures that can fly or have reach. Because again, you put Warcaller on the field, and then you play Spire Tracer. Spire Tracer is like, maybe like fucking 12/12 now? Boom. And then I run 2 Rancors. Your basic Rancor. Enchant creature gets 2/0 and has trample. 1 drop. I run Insist. Like, literally, this deck is not built to stop anything. It's built to swarm and destroy. But Insist, it just lets me draw an extra card. And the next creature spell I cast cannot be countered on this turn by spells or abilities. So that's good when I want to get something out on the field and, I have an extra 1 mana to burn. Next card, another one of my favorites, but I don't see it too often during gameplay since it's, only 1, is the Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman's special ability is I tap her and tap 1 mana, discard a creature, search for another creature. She's basically my draw power and my searcher. Kind of like if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you have Mother Grizzly and you're playing water, and they kill Mother Grizzly and it goes to graveyard, you get a free search. It's just like that, except she can't attack if I do that. Now, Elvish Vanguard. Not one of my favorite cards because it's a 2-drop, but its effect makes up for that, in my opinion. Whenever another elf enters the battlefield, no matter whose side it's on, I get a 1/1 counter. So if I'm playing elves and I got this card out first, chances are I'm going to win. I run, how many Well-Wishers? I run 4 Well-Wishers. Wow, I completely forgot I did that. And, this is my staple. I'm going to get life back. And if you've ever played an elf deck, you should know how fast these things swarm. They swarm with the fury of whatever elven god. I'm just going to go with a World of Warcraft one. But, yeah, they swarm with that. I run 3 Nissa's Chosens. It's a 2-drop, elemental 2-drop, so I gotta play 2 green manas. But it has a pretty cool effect, in my opinion. If Nissa's Chosen would die, put it on the bottom of the owner's library instead. So this card kind of recycles itself, so it's, in my opinion, a necessity to the deck. Another necessity to the deck that they only give me one of is Imperious Prefect, which is really awesome because all other elf creatures I control get 1/1. And then, I get to put a 1/1 green elf on the battlefield if I tap 1 mana and tap her. So that helps my swarm out, especially if I'm trying to do, like, just kill you. If I want to kill you and, want to heal myself, I need more elves. And that's how that works. It also works well with this card, which is target creature gets XX until the end of turn. X is where the number of elves are on the battlefield. So let's say I have like 10 elves on the field and I tap him for his effect. Put him on a card that has trample. That card just gets boosted by like 10. So it's awesome. Don't really use this for attack. This is more like a utility card, in my opinion. Now, one of my favorite enchantment cards is Beastmaster's Ascension. Basically, whenever a creature I control attacks, I put a quest counter on Ascension. As long as it has 7 or more quest counters, all creatures I control get 5/5. So that makes, attacking things so much fun. I run 2 alpha statuses. It is a 3-drop, one of my favorites. I usually put this on Taunting Elf. The reason why with Taunting Elf is because when I swarm the field and I have Taunting on the field, all of your creatures have to attack Taunting. And Inspiring Fear is one thing that I like to do with, my peoples. And, 2/2 for each creature that shares a type with it. I run nothing but elves, except for Seedborn, which is not an elf. It is a something. We'll get to that later. But another enchantment I run is Branchwood Armor. And enchanted creature gets 1/1 for each forest I control. Whoop-de-doo, I run a mono fucking green deck. Lead the Stampede, another one. I run 2 of these. Basically, this is like I get to look at the top 5 cards in my deck, reveal any number of creature cards from among them, and then put those cards in my hand. I usually just grab all of them, just in case. People want to be funny and blow the field up. People want to be funny and play Eldrazi's. If you need a boost, and it's good to get 5 cards out of the way because they go to the bottom of your deck. Unless they were 5 cards you need. I run 2 of these, as you can see. Now, Immaculate Magistrate, one of my total favorite cards. 4-drop, 2/2, and you tap it and you get 1/1 counter for every elf on the field. Put this with Jorga Warcaller, and then you put Seedborn Muse on the field. My cards can go from like 10 to 100 in 3 turns. Including my opponents, go on the turn. So I run 2 of these, because that's as many as I'm allowed to. I run 2 Heedless ones. Another one of my favorite cards because it has Trample. It is basically power and toughness equal to each elf on the battlefield, including your opponents. So, say I'm playing elves again, and I get this on the field already, and they have a fuck ton of elves. Yeah. Run 2 of those. I run 2 Sylvian Messengers, both. Again, because they both have Trample. But they also have another effect, which is, I get to look at the top 4 cards, put all elf cards revealed in this way in your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library. So, again, it's another searcher, just in case I don't have, this card, which is Slate of Ancestry. Artifact, tap 4 mana, discard my hand, draw a card for each creature I control. I usually get like 4 creatures on the field, have no hand, then do this. That way I get a Go Plus. So I'm not discarding shit. I need all my cards. That's how I feel. Don't judge me. And I swear to God, this is probably my 3rd favorite card in the deck. Seedborn Muse. It is a spirit card. Note, it is a spirit card, so it does not benefit from any of my creatures' really cool effects. But I get to untap all my permanents, all of them, including Slate of Ancestry, during my other player's untap step. So if you have a card like Binding Hands, and I have this on the field, haha, you've just wasted your life and mana. Aestheticism, one of my favorites enchantments in this game. It's not a creature, but it's one of my favorite enchantments. Creatures I control have hexproof, and it lets me regenerate a target creature. Goes great in this deck if I need to block something, but I need that creature to survive. And that's it for my creatures. As you can see, I run 69 cards in my deck. 29 creatures, 29 lands, and 11 other cards. So totals up to 69. Now we're going to go into the sideboard that Wizard so graciously gave me. Now, I know some people are probably going to be like, Randy, why the hell aren't you running this guy's Herald? And you know what I will say to them in my Sky High Wind voice? Fuck this card. This card is a dead draw sometimes. I mean, sure, my creature spells can't be countered, and it's a 2-drop for 1/1, but I don't really run into blue decks when I play online. And if I do, I'm usually playing Two-Headed Giant. I don't need this card because my partner takes care of all of the stupid shit that I need to deal with. Since my deck can't, like, stop shit, she does it for me. My partner's awesome, and she's like top 500 in 2-player free-for-all. Talara's Battalion. I used to run this card because it had trample and because it was literally only 2-drop for 4/3. But it's got a stupid fucking effect in my opinion. I can only cast Talara's Battalion if I've played another green spell this turn, which kind of like dampens it in my opinion. I'm just like, wow, jerks. Izuri, the Renegade Leader. I thought about putting this card back, but I really didn't see the point in this one. Like, I do get to regenerate another elf creature, and I do get to get, 3/3 and trample, but it kind of like F's up the flow of my deck, like, especially unless it's a situational card, and I don't have more than one, so I don't see the point in putting it in. Caller of the Claw, another situational card to me, because it only gets one. And it has flash, so this would be like, my counter to whatever. I get to put this down, just in case. But it's stupid to me, because, I gotta put two bear counters on the field for each non-token creature put in my graveyard this turn. That means I'd have to wait till like all my elves got like wiped out or some stupid shit and just do that, but nah, I don't fuck with that. Groundbreaker. I used to run this card because it was a 3-drop, 6/1, trample, haste. At the beginning of the end step, sacrifice Groundbreaker. Usually used to run this because it would be it's an easy card to just do 6 damage with real quick, but I decided not to. Genesis Wave, something I'm not too sure how to run, but I only get one, so I feel like it's a situational card. But if anybody has any like tips on how to play this, basically, reveal top X cards of your deck. X is the converted. You may put any of the permanent cards of the converted mana cost X or less from among them on the field, and put all cards revealed this way that weren't in the battlefield into your graveyard. And I'm just like one of those. I can't do that. Primitive Etchings. Reveal the first card you draw each turn. When you reveal a creature card, this way draw a card. I'm not too happy about showing my opponent my hand, in my honest opinion, because that could give them counter strategies. But I mean, sure, I do get to go plus, and they don't get to see the plus card. But it's still, it's one of those, like, I'm not too sure how to use it. But Ambush Commander. Force I control are 1/1 green elf creatures that are still lands. Think about that. Do I really want to sacrifice all of my lands? No, I don't. Stupid. Voice of the Woods. Tap 5 on tap elves you control. Put a 7/7 green elemental creature on the token with trample. It's a 5-drop, 2/2. Decent effect, but why would I tap my elves to get a 7/7 with trample when I can just swarm you? I mean, I'm looking at it in the pure sense that, like, I could do I could play this a different way, but I like my way. One of my favorite cards in this deck that I'm not running is Witherseed Treefolk. It is a 5-drop. It has trample, and it has the effect of whenever it dies, no matter how it dies, it goes back to my hand, so I get to play it again. But it was kind of slow, and it kind of didn't fit my build, because I was just trying to go for a pure elf build that'll speed build, pretty much. Get my cards out fast and dump you. That's it. Another enchantment that I used to run was Verdant Embrace. Enchanted creature gets 3/3 and has, at the beginning of upkeep, put a 1/1 sapling on the field. This would be good normally, but again, I'm going for speed here. I don't need too many cards weighing me down. Another enchantment that I used to run, too slow for me. Another sorcery card that I used to run. This would be my end-all, kill-all at the time point where I had literally one creature on the field, you had none, and I had 8 mana, but you outranked my life. This card was the equalizer, the great killer. If you have no cards on the field when I have 8 mana, and you have more life than me, you're going to die with this card. But again, it's too slow for me. By late game, I already have like mad creatures on the field. So anyway, Slate of Ancestry. That's the second one I have. I can put 2 in there, but I don't see the point. Coat of Arms. That is asking for death if you're playing against another tribal deck. Like, say, for instance, Zombies, which have almost equal, if not better, swarming potential than Elves, in my opinion. Also Humans and Angels as well. They also have really good swarm. But Gem Palm Strider, a card I don't understand. I mean, sure, it's a 2-drop for 2, but the cycling cost, if I need mana, why do I have to pay 4 mana to cycle to get fucking 1 mana? Like, that's stupid to me. Like, if your cycle costs more than your regular cost, then you're stupid. The extra 2 lead the Stampedes. The extra 1 Heedless one. Extra 2 Sylvians. 2 Enlarges. The rest of the Timberwatch Elves. And the Branch Benders, which I don't use because I don't really want my forests becoming tree folk. I like having my fucking forests. I mean, sure, there's like so many practical applications for this, but I like my forests. I don't like my mana hitting people because, you know, when your mana hits stuff, people get mad and they rage quit. Kind of like they've been doing to me all night. So that was my deck profile for Sylvian Might on Magic 2014. Sorry for the shaky camera. I'm doing this with literally one hand as I speak. And as you can hear, I probably have the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack in the background. I swear to God, if these motherfuckers mute my goddamn audio, if I put this on YouTube, I'm gonna be pissed. But y'all have a great day and stay free on Magic. Don't be salty.